Know him?
How do you know him?
Umazi kanjani?
Usbari waga Senjo.
He's a brother-in-law of the deceased.
What is your relationship with him as we speak today?
Then relationship yakho naye ke yini?
Angimbona makhona usenzo nje isikhathi esiningi.
I only saw him when the deceased was present most of the time.
Well, did you understand the question?
Marumbuzo uzwisisile baba.
What is your relationship with him currently as you speak?
Kwamanje relationship yakho naye ime kanjani? Ubudlelwano benu?
Kunzima ukuchaza relationship because angikazi ngibe na relationship naye mhlawumbe uthi siyavakashelana or something. Umuntu nje ngithi umuntu ngimbona makhona usenzo. So relationship
It's difficult to explain about the relationship because this is the person that I can say we visited each other because most of the time I saw him when the deceased was there. So it's difficult to can establish or explain
So
about the
you've
relationship.
never quarreled with him?
Azange ube nokukhwara nokukwebana phakathi kwakho naye.
ayangikhumbuli.
I don't recall.
Okay. Can the statement for the witness be uploaded? Can you copy? It's not an exhibit, it's a new statement, my lord. From Lungisi Edward Hlophe, I have arranged with the state to make extra copies for the court, and the other one is going to be uploaded very soon. And for the witness. Thank you. Thank you, my lord. Can I proceed, my lord?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Tumelo, this person, Mr. Mlungisi Edward Hlophe, made a statement which is dated the 6th of March 2019. Do you understand that?
When's the statement Edward Hlophe the 6 March 2019 yokuzwisisa lokho?
Yebo.
Yes.
And then in his statement, I'm not going to bother you with all the paragraphs. We'll just go in wherein I want you to respond on what is contained here about you.
Angizokuhlupha ngawo wonke ama-paragraphs ukuthi siye kiwo kodwa ngizoya ngqo la ngifuna ukuthi ke uphendule mayelana lokho okuqondene nawo.
It was made on what date?
On the 6th, my lord, 6th day of March 2019 in Devon.
Yes.
Mr. Interpreter, can we
You said the 6th of March
2019, my lord. 2019.
Yes.
Thank you, my lord. Can you skip the first page? Yes. The second page? My lord, unfortunately, there are no paragraphs in this statement, that's why I'm... And then on the third page, you see the third page?
Yes, we can see the third page.
Which starts with the first line, I went to the back room. Are we on the same page? I went to the back room where I found...
It's on the third page.
Third page. the page that starts with the line, I went to the back room where I found Sfiso, his wife Zintle, and Tumelo Madlala's girlfriend.
I went to the book room where I found Sfiso. That's not page 3, it's page 4.
Page 4.
Yes.
Okay.
I went to the
Thank you. Let's read that page 4. Let's go to the second paragraph then,
Asiye kule paragraph yesibili.
which says, I went back inside my car. I called Tumelo Madlala on the third night, 26 October 2014. Do you see that?
Uyayibona la futhi ekhonumele ukuthi ke ngiye ngaphindela phakathi kwemoto yami la ngibize khona ke uTumelo Madlala ngabo lobusuku bange 26 October ngalobusuku bange 26 October.
ngiyabona.
Yes, I can see that portion.
I wanted to get the truth of what exactly happened. You see that?
Uyabona lapho ukuthi atsho khona ukuthi kahle kahle bokafuna ukuthola kahle iqiniso ukuthi kahle kahle kwenzakaleni.
ngiyabona.
Yes, I can see that portion.
Tumelo told me that there was a fight in Kelly Kumelo's house.
Uthi uTumelo umtshela ukuthi bekunempi noma ingqabano ngaphakathi kwendlu kaKelly.
Zandi was fighting with her boyfriend,
Uzandi bekalwa ke ne-boyfriend yakhe.
and Senzo Meyiwa was trying to separate the two.
Usenzo bekazama ukuhlukanisa laba ababili.
Zandi and her boyfriend was.
Uzandi ne-boyfriend yakhe.
I further asked Tumelo who was Zandi.
Ngaqhubeka ngambuza uTumelo ukuthi ubani uZandi.
Tumelo told me Zandi was Kelly's sister.
uTumelo wangitshela ukuthi uZandi ungudadewabo kaKelly.
That was the short conversation I had with Tumelo.
Uthi ngiyokuphela ingxoxo encane abenayo nawe.
Did you hear that? What is written?
Yes, I heard clearly.
What's your comment to that?
uPaul uthini ngale nkulumo le ebhalwe la statement?
Ngiyasazi ngiyaqala ukusibona le statement lesi.
It's the first time I see the statement.
And okwesibili, if le statement besikhona ubeka ngasenzi ngani kusanda kwenza ngithi uthi wangifonela nge-26 why asubmit 2019 okwesithathu
Ima kancane. Then why didn't he made the statement? Because he said that he called me on the 26th. Why didn't he made it on the same day instead of making it later? Then Kubeka?
okwesithathu ngayikhuluma lento yama calls if kuthiwa khona umuntu okwangifonela or ongifonelile leyo nto bangayi-tracker down futhi angeke ngikwazi ukuthi ngingakhuluma kuyena ngamjwayele ngiyekhuluma kwi-family or kumngane kubantu angiclose nabo.
I did mention earlier about this issue of calls that when it comes to them, I mean, they can be tracked so that it can be found out, and then it's possible that I can talk to him, the person that I was not used to, instead of speaking to the family.
Last one. And okunye futhi unamanga amakade akamazi uZandi. uKelly ubefika emzini wakhe lo muntu ahlale noma isonto lonke emzini wakhe lo muntu lo khuluma lento.
And he's telling lies if he says he does not know Zandi. Then Kelly will visit the place of this person and spend the whole week at this house of this person.
On the date,
I didn't hear the last. What did you say?
He's saying he's lying if he say he does not know Zandi, because Kelly will visit the place of this person and will spend a week at his place.
Whose place?
Indawo kabande.
Kulo ubhala le statement.
The author of the statement. Ngaqhubeka khona ufuna ukusho.
Ngizobeka kanjani lento ukuthi ngiyazi futhi ukuthi le statement sibhale ngaphansi kokuthi ubani bephusha la false statement ngiyamazi umuntu beka waphusha.
Okay. How can I put it? Again, I can say that I know under which conditions this statement was taken down. I know the agenda that who's the person who was pushing that narrative.
But is it correct that there was a fight inside the house between the people who are mentioned there?
Kuyikho ukuthi beyikhona impi ngaphakathi kwale ndlu kibo labantu okukhulunywa ngabo kule statement.
And Senzo, the deceased, was trying to intervene.
And usenzo yena umufi wayezama ukubehlukanisa.
Amanga lawo.
That's a lie.
Amanga lawo. Njengoba ngithi yonke into le create ngama amanga lawo.
As I'm saying that everything that has been created here is lies.
And mhlambe futhi ngokuhamba kwesikhathi asazozama witness azoyikhuluma leyo. Amanga lawo. Angiwazi avela phi.
And maybe as the time goes on, the witness will come to the court and testify about that. But these are lies.
Ngiyacabanga ukuthi asikho statement sami esibhalwe lento. Esami ezami statement. Why ngiyekela wani ubaleke ngani?
So I think that amongst my statements that I deposed off, there's nowhere where I wrote down about this thing. And just leave him. How is important to you?
After the incident had occurred, did you at any stage speak with Mr. Hlophe?
Ngemva kokuthi lesehlakalo sehlakale ke senzeke uye wakhuluma naye lo mnomzana lo uHlophe.
Besides what is contained in this statement, on any other issue?
Ikhona into oyayikhuluma naye ngaphandle kwalokho okubhalwe phakathi estatementini.
Angikaze ngimfonela, angaze ngikhulume naye. Umuntu engamkhuluma nawo umfabo kaSenzo.
I've never called him, I've never spoken to him. The only person that I spoke to, that is the deceased brother.
Ngaphandle kwama family member.
Except my family members.
Did you attend the funeral for the deceased?
Uye waya emngcwabeni wakhe umufi.
Yes ngaya.
Yes.
Yebo ngaya. Ngizangifima thuna noda ngihamba no Siya cousin wakhe uSenzo. Usiya wakaSenzo ngihamba ngani.
Yes, I did attend the said funeral. However, I did not reach the graveyard, but I was in the company of Siya, that is the cousin of the deceased.
Okay. But it also isn't true that the father for the deceased banned you from attending the funeral.
Kuyiqiniso ukuthi uyise kamufi uye wakunqabela ukuthi uze emngcwabeni.
Hayi, angaze ngikhulume akakho umuntu ongitshela leyo nto.
Nobody told me about such a thing.
There is a statement that you also made on the 17th of February 2020, wherein you said you didn't attend the funeral. In your own statement.
What is the date of the statement?
20 February 2017. Or 17 February 2020. Sorry my lord, it's A133. A133.
Yes.
It's Exhibit O, sorry my lord, thank you. It's Exhibit O, my lord. My lord, I have requested the state to type this statement. It is the procedure, my lord, in High Court proceedings that if the handwritten statement is not eligible, then there will be a typed version. But it's not signed, just for the ease of reference, my lord. There is a typed statement that I'll be going through so that we can be able to move on properly. Do you have the statement?
Nice statement.
Yeah,
Yes, I do have it.
Do you have the typed one?
Uphethe lesi typing one.
Yebo.
Yes, I've got the typed version.
And then let's go to paragraph 9
Asibheke paragraph number 9. Phenya kanje first.
of Exhibit O, my lord.
Paragraph number 9.
You see that?
Uyayibona the paragraph number 9?
Yes, you're going.
Yes, I
I
can
then-
see the paragraph.
Let's read together. I then came back to Umlazi after Mandla 500 rand for transport from Johannesburg, and I went straight to Senzo Meyiwa's parents' house to report the problem. and his father suspected me of killing Senzo, and I even informed Sfiso about the problem of his father swearing at my mother.
uthi uye wabuya ke wabiyela eMlanzi ngemva kokuthi uMandla akhiphe 500 rand for transport ukubuya eGoli waya straight kusenzo meyiwa ebazalini bakhe ekibo uyireporta ngayo lenkinga then ubaba akho waba nezintsolo zokuthi wena ngubuleli indodana wase utshela nawo Sifiso ngalenkinga ukuthi ubaba wakhe ubaba kaMufi ke usongela umama wakho.
That's a statement now.
Yeah.
Statement sakho lesi.
Statement sihlukela uthi wayeswerisha umama wayeswerisha umuntu emthandana naye ezomthuka ekhaya.
The difference
Hayi umama yabo ukuthi bamisa into eningi wayeswerisha umuntu angithanda emthuka hayi uma wami.
The difference in this statement is the mistake that they made when they wrote it. He was not swearing at my mother, but to the person that I was in love with, not my mother.
The first portion of that paragraph, it
You were
says,
swearing at who?
The person that I was in love with.
Yes.
the first portion says, and I went straight to Senzo Meyiwa's parents' house to report the problem, and his father suspected me of killing Senzo. The deceased father suspected you.
Uyise kaMufi uye waba nentsolo ukuthi ngubuleli indodana.
First time when you came to report, I think the problem is the death of the deceased.
Ngesikhathi uzokuqala uzobika ngalenkinga ngicabanga ukuthi lenkinga ke
Under what conditions was the statement of Mr. Shope made?
le statement sakamnumzana Mhlophe ke senziwa ngaphasi kwasiphi isimo noma ama conditions.
Ngakho ngithi lezi statement lezi zaka Hlophe umuntu behind lezi statement ngicabanga ukuthi uyobuthelezi ngoba ubuthelezi ziningi izinto azenzile azishilo ezingekho kule case le bangazi noma mhlawumbe befuna ukuthi anconywe or something angazi ukuthi uyenzele ndento because uconfuse abantu umthetho wakhe.
I said that
Your Lordship, the witness is dealing with character evidence of a potential witness of the defense, and furthermore, is hearsay on his part talking mentioning about what a name Buthelezi did to another person. Is hearsay on his part because he was not there. That's our objection, Your Lordship, based on.
Yes, Mr. Baloy.
The court, please, my lord, nothing much turns on that. We won't pursue it any further. But are you saying that, or maybe let's put it differently, who took down that statement of Mr. Shope?
ubani uye wabhala le statement sakho uHlophe.
Again, Your Lordship, that's hearsay evidence. Mr. Madlala, the witness, sorry, let me say the witness before the court, right now, Your Lordship, we're not sure if he was there or he was not there when they're talking about Mr. Shope, when that statement was taken. It is Mr. Shope who can answer this kind of questions from the state, Your Lordship.
Mr. Baloy.
My lord, the statement was referred to by Advocate Mshololo. It's on record, my lord. We can just put on record as to who the person is who took down the statement.
That is not disputed.
As a
The issue is when that person, when Shope made the statement, this witness was not there.
Yes.
So for this witness to talk about circumstances under which Shope made a statement can only amount to hearsay.
As a court, please, my lord, as we indicated, we're not going to pursue this point any further. It was just put in record as to who took down the statement. That was the purpose of this exercise. Now, Mr. Madlala, both counsel asked you as to why you did not pay for your trip from Durban to Johannesburg on the 26th of October 2014.
I've never asked that. I've never asked that question.
Yes, but, well, according to my note, both council did.
Well, if you didn't, somebody did, because I recorded that. He was asked about payment
Yes.
for the tree.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't have a problem with my learned friend. I was just correcting to say both counsel for the defense. Yes. I was
Did you say
correcting
both
that.
counsel?
Yes.
My lord will remember that Advocate Mshololo even asked as to on which day does the witness get paid, and as to why he didn't pay for the trip if he was paid a day before he undertook the trip.
There you are. Advocate Mshololo.
I'll leave it, my lord.
Come again?
I'll leave it, my lord.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Madlala, at whose initiative did you undertake the trip to Johannesburg?
Ucela ngibani ukuthi kuzothatha uhambo uye eGoli. Fukulephi?
Usenzo uyena umuntu wangifonela engithetha ngize ngale ngoba bengihlele ekhaya. Ngisimo sami sokulimala la then ngavuma.
Okay. This is the one who asked me to come over that side because by that time I was just sitting at home because of the condition that I was under. That is my injuries.
Yes.
But umuntu wafaka imali because mase ngifone ngibuza imali sengiyitholile ngathi mina akangeni imali. Wathi hayibo wavala ucingo ngifonela ukheli. So esafuna ukheli yangina ke message kimi. Should umuntu wayifaka ukheli but kushuthi ngaphansi komyalelo wasenzo.
Because he did ask me if I get the money. I said no, and then he said, hold on, let me call Kaylee. And then while that was still happening, then the message came in. So that means that the person who sent in the money is Kaylee.
Yes. But the point of the matter is the invitation came at the request of the deceased for you to visit Johannesburg.
Isimemo sokuthi uvakashele eGoli siqhamuke kuye umufi.
Yebo uyo.
That's correct.
Now, how long after this invitation did you then undertake this trip to Johannesburg?
Ngemva kwalesimemo usitholile uthethikazi ngani ukuthi uthatha uhambo ushone khona eGoli?
I think ngambe the following day Sunday because bese kuntambama ngalesa sikhathi nami kwase ku late nyana kuntambama. So ngihamba the following day Sunday.
I think I took the trip the following day. It was on a Sunday because it was already late on that day.
Now, Mr. Tobani, on behalf of accused number 1 to 4, questioned you about the statement that you made on the day of the incident on the 26th of October 2014 at the house of the Kumalos. Now, the question is this: was that statement reduced to writing?
That's the statement of which date?
The 26th of October 2014, my lord, at the house of the Kumalos.
Lala,
That's what this is.
okay.
Your Lordship, it's not correct that I did ask the witness about statement that was put on writing. It's not correct. The question was, he never made statement on that day. But his answer was, he was asked questions, but on the day of the incident, he never made statement. Hence, the final part of counsel to say, what was it reduced in writing? His answer was, he never made a statement, which I put it to him that you never made statement on that day. Then he said, but I was asked questions. So it's clear that he never made statement on that day, not to say, was it reduced in writing? As a part of this.
Galoi?
As a court pleases. Perhaps can we then just clarify this aspect?
Mhlambe singaxaxisa ke lokho kulandelako.
Did you make a written statement on the 26th of April 2014,
Wasenza ne statement esibhaliswa nge-26
on the day of the incident at the Tumelo's?
nge-26 zaka October 2014 lapha kwaKhumalo wasenza istatement esabhaliswa phansi.
Ukhona umunye I think iphoyisa leli lingibuza imibuzo. In fact wonke ama statement wami bengibuzwa. So akanjalo ngangazi makuthiwa ngalela langa ngisenze kanjani statement. Ngangibuzwa yilona iphoyisa leli libhali imbuzo.
I mean, there was a police officer. I mean, all my statements that I made, I was asked questions and they will write. So I don't understand when they ask me the statement.
But do you remember if you signed that statement on the 26th of October 2014?
Ungakhumbula ukuthi le statement ngalesuku lesehlakalo nge-26 zaka October 2014 uyowasayina.
Ngisakhumbulile kahle mhlambe ngasayina mangisakhumbula.
I don't recall if I signed it or not.
And maybe let's put it differently. Do you remember if the policeman was making notes or did he write down a statement?
Ungakhumbula ukuthi mhlambe ke le police abelenza amanotes noma belibhala
I really
statement.
object to the line of questioning by the state. He's trying to lead the witness to an answer. The witness already answered, Your Lordship. He says he doesn't
In
remember.
what respect is he leading? Because the question is, do you
remember?
remember whether the police officer made notes or wrote a statement?
Then before that, he
So
answered.
what is the leading part?
Did he write? Did he write? Or did he write? And before that, Your Lordship,
No.
with due respect, the witness answered that he doesn't remember. Now, the state is repeating itself.
The question is, do you remember whether the police officer made notes or wrote a statement? I don't see anything leading in that.
That's a direct.
Because it doesn't require one answer. He will answer what applies, whether the police officer made notes or wrote a statement.
I apologize, Your Lordship. I don't want to disrupt, but the witness already answered. Now the state is repeating itself in another direction to lead the witness. The second, I have a problem with the second part, with due respect. The second part says, or did you he write? The witness already
There you are,
answered.
Mr. Baloy.
Mr. Kopisma, but we submit that it's a perfectly permissible question to get clarity. Was there a statement or did the police officer just merely make notes?
I allow the question.
As a court please.
Please answer.
Ungaphendula ke mfoka Madlala ukuthi le police belibhala nje amanotes noma belibhala sona statement.
Khona elokuzwa ngalo exercise indlela eliphethe ayibhala kuwo. Khona exercise ayiphethe.
There was an exercise that he was telling, he was writing on it.
Yes. And what happened after him?
But I didn't hear the answer clearly.
He had an exercise, I don't know if it's a book or what, but the witness said an exercise where he was writing in.
Yes, and what happened after he finished writing on that exercise book?
Kwase kwenzani ngemva kokuthi aqedile ukubhala kule exercise book?
Engikhumbulayo nje kwafika ngabona sengibona kwakhona umfundisi wafika lapho ukuthi wayeze kanjani angazi. Owangithathwa ngise bedroom la afike khona ngoba ngangikhala ngalo lapho. Wafika wangithandazela something angimazi ukuthi wakupha lo mfundisi.
And then what happened after is that a pastor arrived. He took me to the bedroom because I was crying on that day, and then he prayed for me.
Yes.
Did you see that notebook further after that?
Ngemva kwalokho uyo waphinde wayibona futhi yona le notebook le la kade abhala khona.
ukuthi benganakanga ngalezo sikhathi because izinto ebesemkhulu nami bengekho nje esimweni esiright benganakanga yonke into because
But at that time, I did not notice anything much because of the condition of my mind.
because emva kwaloko eyintatha ila sasuka khona ke lapha esikhothwa ke sesiya endlini kubo la kuhlala khona eMalbatini la behlala khona usenzo noKay.
Because in the early hours, it's then that we were escorted going to the house in Alberton where Kelly and the deceased were residing.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Tobani questioned you regarding Exhibit N. That is your statement marked 810, which was made on the 27th of October 2014 at Mshololo Police Station.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uyokubuza ke umeli uThobani ngestatement sakho wasenza nge-17 zika-October.
And he wanted to know from you as to why in this statement you mentioned specific times, like in paragraph 3, you mentioned the time 16:31. In paragraph 4, you mentioned the time 12 o'clock. He wanted to know from you as to why were you able to remember these specific times. Now, the question is this: how was your recollection of the events at the time when you made the statement on the 27th of October 2014?
Bosime nje somqabango ngesikhathi ke ukhuluma ke ngaso isehlakalo lesi nonikeza le statement nge-27 zika-October 2014.
Ngachaza nakele mthwana ukuthi la since kuneyikhathi ikhathi ababethi ngi-assume ukuthi mhlambe bakwabe kwakuyisikhathi sini akuzona iy'khathi exactly and futhi
It includes lapho. I did explain even to Mr. Towan that the times that I mentioned here in the statements are the times that they made me just to estimate. I mean, I did highlight even to them that there was no exact time that I can recall. Kubeka?
and okuningi la because bekusawu 2014 okuningi bekusasemqondweni wami okuningi bengisakukhumbula okuningi yeah.
Because it was 2014 and everything was still fresh inside my mind. I could still recall it.
Now, when you depose to subsequent statements that have been handed in as Exhibit K, L, and O, Exhibit K is marked A49, dated the 2nd of November 2014. Exhibit L, dated marked A110, dated 7 February 2018. And Exhibit O, marked A133, dated 17 February 2020. When these subsequent statements were made, what was the position? Were you asked to clarify certain aspects, or were you giving a narration of what happened?
Yes, categories were related.
That's a leading question. The word clarify, it leads to the witness. But you're asked to clarify, that's a leading question. Doesn't give a witness a freedom of expression. It leads the witness to deduct an answer from that question, Your Lordship.
Mr. Baloyi?
Well, with the greatest of respect, my lord, I don't think it's a leading question. The witness can just simply state what the position was. We don't think it's a leading question at all. No.
Are you not able to rephrase it?
It requires the witness to explain.
Yes.
Are you able to explain that, Mr. Madlala?
Lala-ke Nkosi yami ke umbuzo uthi ngesikhathi sowenza le statement lesi ezingene njengobufakazi la enkantolo ezilandela kuyena u-K no-L no-O kizo le statement lezi ke ngesikhathi zibhala bebacela ukuthi uqaqishe okuthize noma boqoqa indaba njengoba iyenzeka.
Labantu abangithatha i-statement abaningi bangihlukumezile kakhulu angifuni ukuqamba amanga because abanye bebeze bafika emsebenzini kumlahlala kama ibheme emnyama bebeke ingilo lephepha elikhulu eliyelo kunama-handcuffs la eceleni mase siyobhala basitshela ukuthi bazosibopha if singakhulumi bazosibopha ayikho into abazoyenza because bekangithatha bangise-point la bangithatha khona ngelinye ilanga futhi.
This line of re-exam is introducing a new evidence. It's inviting a new evidence from the witness.
There you are.
Mr. Madlala, if you can just briefly respond, were you requested to respond to certain aspects or were you giving a narration of what happened when it goes to further statements?
Ngesikhathi unikeza le statement ekhulunywa ngazo ezilandelayo ucela nje ukuthi uqaqise amaphuzu amanye nje noma ke bosoqoqa indaba ngendlela isehlakalo senzeka ngakhona.
Indlela okwenzeka ngakhona ngifuna ukuqamba amanga ama-statement amaningi engiwabhalile akhona bengiwabhala right ngi-right khona bengiwabhala bengisabise as if manje yimi engenze lento or yimi khona i-information engiyifihlayo ofuthi mina vele ngizibuze ngingazi yini engayifihla ubani ngimsabayo wayesendlini uma ngikwazi ukukhomba la abantu abala anginandaba nomunye umuntu mina ngeke ngisabe kumkhomba i-10 time ngamkhomba but angifuni ukukhomba umuntu o-wrong into engayisho if kukhona umuntu ola labantu nje bayenza lento le yiwona ozosho ukuthi ubani wayemthumile finish.
My Lord, that's the new evidence that is being led now.
Mr. Madlala,
Yes.
when you are asked a straight question, you are tending to bring other things that you didn't say. You see, you are no longer giving evidence. You gave evidence and you were cross-examined. The past 2 days you were being cross-examined by Mr. Tumelo and Advocate Mshololo. What is happening now is issues that came up under cross-examination, which the state considers as those where the record might need to be put more straight, are the ones that he is raising. So when he asks you a question, answer that question and stop. Now, like now, if I give you an example, this thing of bringing handcuffs and so forth, you never testified about handcuffs being placed near and so forth. It makes what they are calling new evidence, which is not allowed at law. You should, if you would consider it necessary, you should have said it when you were giving what we call evidence in chief, which you are no longer doing now.
Yeah, kuzwa ngakureport emaphoyiseni lokho. Ngakureport before. Kulabo abantu abafika emsebenzini.
I do follow
So all other questions that come, answer that question and don't bring other stories that even if you think they are relevant.
Okay. So, Mr.
Yes, then just briefly, we're responding to issues that were put to you, or were you giving a narration when you made subsequent statements?
Ngenza le statement ezilandelayo ke bosophendula imibuzo kade bakubuza yona mhlambe ke bafuna ukuqaqisela noma ke uqoqa indaba ngendlela kwenzeka ngakhona.
Bengiphendula kulezi zinto ababezibuza.
I was answering to what they were asking me.
So, God, please, my Lord, this is past court time.
Yes.
We can adjourn the matter to tomorrow or sit till late and finish with the witness.
With due respect, I humbly request that tomorrow we finish at lunchtime. When the state finished with this witness, and we request that adjournment, I'd like to consult with the clients with regard to some instructions they gave me earlier, Your Lordship. By the time when Senior Counsel Mshololo was
I can't hear you.
when Senior Counsel Mshololo was busy with the cross-examination, I was given instructions. Hence, I request that tomorrow we adjourn by 1 o'clock, or when Advocate Baloy finish with re-examination, so that I can take instructions, Your Lordship. Then on Monday, I'll be able to inform the Honorable Court with regard to those instructions, Your Lordship.
Please, Madam, we can agenda into tomorrow. It shouldn't take more than an hour. Lord. The re-exemption shouldn't take more than 3/4 of an hour. Lord.
Actually, take and pay this out. Pay this missing. May the accused rise. This case is postponed with the accused in custody postponed overnight to the 18th of November 2022. The accused have been custody.
Le ka la hlehliswa rizophinda likhulu futhi kusasa la nge-18 umusho lokusetshenziswa